Alright, hello. We're doing something a little bit different. This is Nancy Drew and the Curse of Blackmoor Manor. It's a little different in the sense that this is a game I had never played before until very recently. I never knew that these games even existed, but apparently there's a whole Nancy Drew series. I'm not sure about the rest of the series, but this is actually a fairly decent game, and you'll see as we go through, there's actually a couple of points that are a little more difficult than maybe you'd expect for a kid's game, particularly at the time it would have come out. It's not like you had extensive online resources available or anything like that. There is a junior detective mode in addition to the senior detective mode that I suppose is probably a little bit easier. I'm not sure exactly what the differences are, but um, even with that, it's still pretty good little game. I was surprised. So we're just gonna have a fairly short video here where we're gonna do a little bit of the introduction to the game. But why don't we get started?
Welcome to my latest case, The Curse of Blackmoor Manor. To start, choose Junior or Senior Detective. If you're new to adventure games or need some help, choose Gameplay Overview.
This is basically teaching you the controls and everything, which we don't really need to do, so we'll just get started.
Dear Ned, greetings from jolly old England.
I think you probably know Ned from the other games.
The jolly part. That's because I'm on my way to Blackmoor Manor, where the daughter of one of our neighbors is living. The daughter, whose name is Linda, recently married Hugh Penvellyn, a British diplomat. Hugh travels a lot, so the only people at the manor with Linda are Hugh's aunt, Mrs. Drake, and Hugh's 12-year-old daughter, Jane. The thing is, ever since Linda moved into the manor, her health has gone downhill. She's practically bedridden, and no one seems to know why. Her mother is convinced something is terribly wrong and wants me to find out what. So here I am, about to be dropped off at a huge centuries-old mansion in the middle of a dark, foggy moor. I can't tell whether the butterflies in my stomach are because I'm excited or just a tad creeped out. Talk to you soon. I hope. Nancy.
Night, miss. Good luck.
Animation's actually reasonably impressive. Not as much with the appearance of the people, particularly the little girl. Kids always seem to be difficult to animate well, but in general, for the time period that this came out, fairly good. Reminds me of like a Mist.
Nancy. Who's there? Hello? There's something out there!
Where, child?
Over there! I mean, something was out there.
Come in. I'm Mrs. Drake. I take it you're Nancy Drew?
Yes, and I really did see something, Mrs. Drake. I heard something, too.
People are always seeing and hearing things on the moor at night, especially you Americans. Why don't you just go on up to your room? It's the one with the moon on the door.
I'd like to see Linda, if I could.
I'm afraid Linda is, not quite ready to meet with you just now. But please, come see me after you've unpacked. I'll be in the conservatory.
All right, thank you.
Alright, so we'll do a quick run through of the controls and then end things here for now and really come back and start things after. But basically your cursor is primarily a magnifying glass. If there's something you can interact with or examine closer, the magnifying glass will turn red. You can move by bringing the cursor over to the side of the screen, and in certain instances can step forward or backwards. Look at things up there. We have our inventory with nothing in it just now. Nancy keeps some notes, which probably won't actually spend time reading through, but maybe intimately we will. We'll see. And then she has a little to-do list. Oh, never mind. I guess that's more for the juniors. And then she also has, I guess, this time frame's the equivalent of a smartphone where she has individuals you can call or you can dial specific numbers, but also a little bit of an access to the internet. Email, the game will tell you, is too expensive from overseas, so we don't have any email in this game, but we can do some internet browsing, although we need to have specific topics that we want to look up, as opposed to just being able to type in what we want. So we will be going through a bit of that at times. Actually, more than a bit, but we'll see more about that later when we come back. However, I think we will end things here. So, till next time, see ya.